everyone! Today I would like to show you a card that I created. The card measures 5 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. So it's a small card, and I used corrugated cardboard and I folded it in half, and I used a Prima Almanac paper line to create this card. And I will give you an overview first. And I adhered the papers and I distressed the edges and I inked them with black soot. And here I tore a piece of the paper and I curled it back and I stuck this fabric flower inside. And here's another flower from my stash. This beautiful bead spray was given to me by Annie, Miss Garden Grove 1. Thank you so much, Annie. And in the background I have a paper heart-shaped doily and some more flowers from my stash, and this one I colored with my homemade glimmer mist. And here's a Prima stamped butterfly, and I went over everything with a little bit of snow tags. And here's a homemade flower, and this one is homemade as well. And some more flowers from my stash, and this is a fabric flower from the rosette trim that I purchased from Annie, Miss Garden Grove 1. And I just cut one small rose off and adhered it there. And here's another Prima stamped butterfly, and this one is a piece of lace from my stash, and I adhered a flat back pearl, and I created this little charm with the tassel to the dimensional dress form. And I'm so addicted to making these dress forms, and I was inspired for this by Miranda, Miss Liberty 25. And I adhered some beautiful black lace that was also given to me by Annie. Thank you so much, Annie. And this is some lace trim from my stash, and I adhered some bling trim from my stash as flower centers. So, and here's another tiny rose from my stash. So, and on the inside I adhered some more paper from the collection, and I have this Prima note card. I didn't adhere it down yet because I am left-handed and I will not be able to write my personal message inside, so I'm going to write it first and then adhere the note card to the inside of this card. So that's my little card, and I hope my friend likes it. And then I wanted to show you some flowers that I created. I'm not good at making fabric flowers, but I really wanted to give it a try. And I was inspired for these flowers by 3 awesome ladies, and I mixed their techniques together. So I will show you them one by one. For this flower I was inspired by Trisha, a little shabby chic. She recently uploaded a video on these loopy flowers, and I will put the link to her tutorial in the description box below. I think it came out quite cute, and I really love her fabric flowers, so I backed it with some felt. So this is one that I was inspired for by Trisha. And for this one as well, and I created a rolled ribbon rose, and I used one of these beautiful flower centers, and they were given to me by Lenka. She created these herself, and I used one of these and I sprayed it with my homemade glimmer mist. So thank you so much, Lenka. I really had a lot of fun using one of your beautiful flower centers. So this is the second one that I made, and here's another one. And I just used some fabric from my stash, and this is a flat back pearl from Sa Crafters, and I adhered a doily. And I have some more flowers. For this one I was inspired by Bona, Live Love Scrap, but I'm sure you all know her. She recently uploaded a tutorial on how to create your own beautiful fabric flowers. And she used some fibers and some different laces and doilies, so I will put the link to her tutorial in the description box below as well. I had a lot of fun creating these fabric flowers. And here's another one that I created, and I used I was inspired by Bona's tutorial, and I was also inspired by Neen, who is JJ Showers here on YouTube. She has a twine flower tutorial, and I used some yarn from my stash and I rolled it around my fingers. So inspired by Neen and by Bona. Thank you so much, ladies, for all the inspiration. And I used this fiber from my stash. I purchased this at a local store, and I think they are quite cute and they're very soft and fluffy. And here's another one inspired by Bona and Neen, and I created some petals out of organza fabric, and I have some lace from my stash, and I adhered some pearls in the center, and the background is another twine flower. So, and here I have another one, and I really love the fact that Bona used fibers in between the layers of her flowers. And this is the last one, and I used a doily in the back. And for this flower I was inspired by Tricia. It doesn't show very well, but it's a loopy flower, and I used the rosette trim from Annie's shop, Miss Garden Grove 1, and a flat back pearl from Sa Crafters. And this flower is not two-dimensional, so it's wonderful to use in mini albums, so they will not be too bulky. So these are my flowers, and I had a lot of fun creating them. And I want to thank you, ladies, for the inspiration, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.